Evening. Oh, hello. Happy Sunday. Sunday. I sat myself down here, just getting my little one. Tag me there. Tell me if you can hear me. And when you're coming on. Yeah, you're on there, Nick. How's it going, my man? How's it going? Good to see you. Keep an eye on me tonight, bro. Keep an eye on me. Keep an eye. Bro, can you hear me? Is everything okay? Everything good? Hi, Hayley. How's it going? Everything okay, Nikki? How are we all today? How's everybody getting on? October's coming in now. You can feel it. You can feel October starting to kick in. Hey, Nikki, what's going on? Joanne, how's it going? God, you were amazing the other day. You were amazing. It's very hard when I'm judging to. Hi, Trace. How's it going? Thanks, Nick. Hi, Clive. How's it going? Great to see us all coming on now. First weekend in October, it's starting, those dark nights start to come in, so it makes it a little bit easier to do this. Joanne, I'll come back and talk about I just thought you were amazing this week, and I'm going to talk about Tranvision. Hi, Lacey, how's it going? It's not often I get the chance to have one of the best balayagers in the world on listening to me. I'm usually listening to you. I think I've watched your... Hi, Tracy. Hi, Majel, how are you? I think I've watched Tracy's... If you haven't watched Lacey's tutorial on Lacey Werner's page, Lacey's one of the best balayagers in the world. Hi, Susan, how's it going? You were incredible today. Susan, I really missed you. I wanted to be there with you, Sue, I really did, but it just wasn't meant to be. And probably just as well, because I needed a nervous breakdown from travelling to London on Sunday and not seeing my kids all week, and then being in the salon, and we had a bit of a storm forecast. Hey, Lace, I'll come back and talk about your tutorial because it's one of the best I've ever seen, and we love you. But there was a storm in Dublin, supposedly one of these storms that never actually happened, and we had to move clients around on the Friday and put them in on the Saturday and move them and put them in on the Thursday because they were worried about coming into the salon with the storm. They wanted to get their colour done. We're such a cut and colour salon. Say hello to everybody. Don't be afraid to talk. Mark Blake, great to see you on. I believe you're doing a fantastic course in Dublin for the MCEs. We might pop up if I get a chance that day to say hello to you, because I love what you do. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you in Dublin, and we might be able to go live and talk to you. You never know. So let's see. You off to ASF? Do my best to post some pictures too. Yeah, Sue, don't worry. Thanks for coming on, Sue. Thanks for coming on. But we had to move a lot of clients around on the Thursday because they were worried about the weather on the Friday, and then we had to move clients for the Saturday. And to cut a long story short, it was bananas. Hi, Sherry. How's it going? Great to see everybody on. How are we all? Hey, jazz hands. And Joanne. So much to talk about. Arena, how are you, babes? I hope you're well. Good to see you. Nicole, how are you? How are you getting on with the new Babino? Hope you're getting a bit of sleep. Probably not. Babies don't tend to listen to anybody. So we clients moved around, and at about 2:00 in the salon yesterday, I don't know if any of you ever get this, but you run out of seats, and then you run out of seats in the waiting area, and then you run out of seats where the colour are, and then the 1:30 client hasn't left, and the 3:00 client's walking in the door, and you just go, oh my God, what's going to happen, And the whole place is just, and I really don't like to run my salon like that. I like it to run it really, really, really well, but there's nothing you can do. You have to work with people, Ollie, I'll catch you later. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm trying to catch up with you, Ollie. I feel like I haven't seen you in weeks, so I'm trying to catch up with you. So it was a bananas day yesterday. I mean, I got out of the shop, I don't know, about 6:30, 7:15, and I was in It was just a sheer stress of not knowing what to do if people walked in and you'd no seat for them. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. That sheer and the heat, and then you're mixing up colours, and everywhere's you haven't got time to wash bowls because everybody's so busy. So every time you're mixing a colour, you're trying to wash a bowl, then you're trying to find a tube of colour that you can't find because everybody's going at it. I mean, we went through, I don't know, we spent half a week. I'm doing my Wella order today because usually I do my Wella order when I finish on a Saturday. I do my Wella order at 4. Hiya Tia, how you doing? Hiya Mary. I do my Wella order at about 4:30, 4:45, just after my last client's taken, and I'm waiting for their colour to take. We go through and ask every stylist what they want, what they need, what they felt we didn't have, and then I sort of do up the order. I put it through on the Wella store, and I put it through. Hiya, John. I'm sorry I couldn't get over, John. It's just I had too much on. I'd really too much on. I'd love to spend some time with you, but maybe you'll get a chance to come down to Maine, or I'll come up and see you in Dublin. And then I put the order in on the Wella store on a Saturday night, and then because we get our products from the UK, it arrives then on the Wednesday, which is just kind of perfect, you know. So it arrives in where if you do your order on Monday or Tuesday, it mightn't get there till Thursday or Friday. That's for us in Ireland. So it's a win-win, and I would recommend for people if they don't have it, like if you have a Saturday like I had yesterday, you couldn't do it. But if you can put your Wella order on via the internet over the weekend, it's a winner, because it's just Monday morning, it's done, and then it's out and it's gone, and it's the best time because you know what you've took in for the week. And you should always base your orders on 10% of your turnover from the week before. So, you know, if you know what your turnover is, you kind of know what you can order for the next week. You get a kind of an idea of what you can order in and around that, you know, that amount. That's how I base it, really, on 10% of my turnover of the week that's just gone by. So if it was a busy week, I can order a bit extra. I obviously have to because it was a busy week. So that's a good little guide for people who are interested on how to keep an eye on your stock. If your turnover was €1,000, well, then your stock should be in and around £100. That includes back bar. It doesn't include retail, obviously. Retail is the sales, it's a whole different thing. But that gives you just a little bit of an idea of in and around where you kind of should be. Sometimes weeks it's nearly double that, and other weeks it's an awful lot less than that, you know. But it helps you to keep on top of your stock, which is a good thing. You know, and then back to anybody who hasn't watched Lacey Werner's tutorial on balayage, where she goes through with her favourite brushes and her favourite bowls. Yeah, I believe the Wella place was so busy, but I mean, we have Susan and people like that. They're top artists, and we've got such a great portfolio of artists right now. I mean, with Rob and Darren, and then the GHD guys, and you know, obviously Patrick doing main stage. You know, there's an awful lot of really good artists that were there, and I was on video in the background as pink as you could get. No problem, Lacey. Tune in and watch Lacey's tutorial. It's one of the best out there. It's brilliant. She goes through everything from her favourite brushes to how and Lacey's one of the best in the business and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And I hope someday we get to spend some time together, because I really love her and her husband and her family, and she's the genuine article. She's terrific. I couldn't recommend following her enough. Yes, I believe it. So Salon International on today. As you can see, I've been putting up pictures all day. Liz, you seem to enjoy yourself. I got such a go of me for a drink, Liz, when I was watching you having lunch there yesterday. I was like, oh God, I was looking at that beer and I was like, oh, because I was in the middle of no seats, clients walking up the stairs. What am I going to do? This is the Vietnam War. I was in the middle of that, and we got through it. I moved people around and slowly. I had to send one out to have a coffee and send her back. Hey Luca, how's it going? You're never late here. Hi Daniel, how's it going? It was great to meet Daniel the other day, and I'm going to talk about the shows at Trend Vision. I'm going to talk about Trend Vision now on Monday. It's on my bucket list to come and do a class in your area someday. So absolutely, Lacey, you know, someday you'll come and work with me in the salon, and we can do it. We can do a live, the whole thing, and it'll be fantastic. You know, the world's getting smaller every day, and I do really, isn't it? I just really think it's amazing how we're all sitting here. Hi, Solly. We're sitting here communicating out of the technology that's being made from these phones. The technology that's been made, the technology that people have made, so that we're able to connect and talk to each other and help each other and train each other and be there for each other and sometimes have a go at each other. But that this world we're in now, that we can communicate with each other without ever having to get on planes, or, you know, without having to do something. It is just, there you are from Bangkok on. I mean, what's it, 2 a.m, is it there? I'm not sure. It's Audi Cap. Anyway. It's such an amazing thing to step back and to think, you know, because in my lifetime, I lived in the Cayman Islands for 7 years, and in my lifetime, I used to have to go down. You going to the tribute show? I would love to be going. Yeah, I would love to be going to the tribute show, John, because I would really, really rate it. So get a few pictures for me. I'm going to stick them up on the page later. The tribute show is incredible. And say hello to all my friends there. You know, there's loads there. But I used to live in the Cayman Islands, and every Friday I used to have to go off and get a lot of coins, okay? And I would go down to the phone box and I would put the coins in. I mean, this was probably 15, 20 years ago. It's not that it's not that long ago. It was like I was early 30s. And you'd put the coins in and you'd just be, you wouldn't even be having a conversation. You'd just be saying, hi, Dad, how are you? Yeah, great. Good, and you? Yeah, great. Put Mom on. Mom, how are you? Yeah, great. Great, grand. Put Adrian on. Adrian, how are you? Yeah, great. And you go through the whole family, and then you go back to your dad and go, yeah, no, nothing really this week, or everything's okay, or the weather's been good, my job's okay. Yeah, Mom, yeah, you'd ask her how she was. And that was it. And then and the rest of the time you wrote letters. And for me, as a chronic dyslexic, I used to be writing these letters home. The people used to take me about 5 drafts to write a letter. Now, it was very good for me, and it helped me overcome heavy dyslexia, and I definitely wouldn't be able to run the page or do what I do on the page now if I hadn't wrote all those letters, because I'm chronic, and but when you look at that now, and that I can press a button here, and that all you guys can come online here and we can talk, via the technology is incredible, and we're really lucky to be living in this age, because soon we'll be able to put on the old goggles in the virtual reality and it'd be like we're all sitting around here talking. We'll be all putting goggles on for Sunday service one of these days. It'd be hilarious, and we'd all be able to see each other just sitting here going, how are you, Mary? How are you? Yeah, great. And you? Be all sitting here with goggles. Hi, Gib, how's it going? Be all sitting here with goggles on talking to each other. You'd be able to go, I mean, as a 90-year-old man, in the next 4 or 5 years, you'll be able to go to the FA Cup final by putting on virtual reality glasses. You'll be able to put them on, and somebody at the game will have them on, and you'll be able to buy a seat and watch the football through his eyes. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's too much, but for somebody who may never ever get a chance to go to a game again, who can't walk, or somebody who's paralysed, or somebody who's just lazy, or who can't afford to go, or who don't need to get a plane or something, this is going to be game changing, and it's just around the corner. Yeah, it is Gogglebox, isn't it? It will be Gogglebox hairdressing. I mean, it's hard to believe, but it's not. It's only around the corner. It's only around the corner. So huge appreciation to all the people out there that have created this amazing technology that has been able to bring us together and communicate, and to be able to do this from my bedroom in Dublin. Boom, just like that. And the less it feels to me like the better the technology, the less we need. The less we need. We will go inside in the future. You're completely right, Michelle, but completely right. You are completely right. They'll be able to design worlds inside that are just, incredible. So, we're all on. I don't know how many years on. There's a good few years on, isn't there? Anyway, there's a good few years on. Anyway, Trend Vision competitions. The Trend Vision competitions seem to go down really well. An awful lot of you tuned in and watched the shows. In fact, the last I counted, for nearly all the shows and from in the morning, there was about 2,000 people who viewed the shows during the day, 2,500, and then over 3,000 were viewing the hair shows and the winners that night. And that's pretty amazing. That's, for a Monday, 3,000 people tuned in and watched it from start to finish. I mean, that's pretty awesome, and it shows how much of you love your craft and love your hairdressing and took time out of your day to watch other people take a chance and try to win a big award. And it was amazing, and it did come up a few people. It came up there and then it came up a lot, and Speeda put up that wonderful one from Bulgaria. Hi Sam, how's it going? Karen, how are you, babes? It came up with a good few people of what it takes to win, or what it takes to enter, or what it takes, to be a part of Trend Vision, and what it does. And the most important thing is that you have to really embrace the challenge of it, because you love the lead. A lot of people loved it. I mean, over 3,000 people have watched the winning being called out that night. Over 3,000 people. And Joanne, who came third in an incredible model, over 8,000 people have liked and viewed her post. Unbelievable. Hiya David, how's it going? Unbelievable. And I don't blame them, because it was an incredible. But the first thing that you have to see, and you see this when you're judging it, and I see it quite a lot, is the people that have embraced the challenge of it with a smile. And what I mean is that because it is a huge challenge, and there's a lot of hours you have to take out of your life, but they have embraced embraced it with a smile. You know, they're saying to themselves, they're going to chew this up. And then there's other people who are kind of, hi Marie, good to see you on. There are other people that are kind of sort of suffering it, and then they're seeing the drama of it, and they're finding, and it's quite, and it's they see how difficult it is, and they see how, you know, how hard it is, and that's a problem, because that kind of gets transferred on, and you feel that they haven't embraced the challenge. They're enduring the challenge, and to win it, you must embrace the challenge. Like you must. Yeah, or when I entered it, I wanted to win it, and I was chewing it up. You have to embrace the challenge into your heart. Otherwise, I would say, like, it's not the right year for you, because you'll know that year where you're ready to embrace that challenge and take it on. And it's very important right from the beginning to set your intention that you're going to embrace the challenge. If the clothes don't work, or you have to change the clothes, or if the makeup, or if the look, that you're going to embrace it all, because it there is a lot going on. And if there's resistance inside you to that, hi Louise, how's it going? If there's resistance inside you to that, you can tell the people very quickly when you're in the room judging who have embraced the challenge, and you can tell very quickly the people who are enduring the challenge. And when they go to do their presentation, they're enduring it, and they're not embracing it, and that can be the difference between winning and losing at times, all the way through it. And then the second thing you must have is resilience, because it is very difficult to be in a hair competition. I've been in this situation. It's very difficult to be in a hair competition, and to have very, very, very thin skin, because it really, you're going up against other people to see who can do the best look, and who's the most competent, and who can go for it. So it's very can be very intimidating when you're in a room full of brilliant artists, and everybody's trying to do the best that they can do, and everybody's trying to play their own game. That if your skin is too thin, or your resilience level is not strong enough, that can really break you, you know, because you can find it very, hiya Rob, well done today bro, well done. I'm going to talk about your show later on, but that you need to have that and you need, even for Rob did today, you need to have a level of resilience when you stand on a stage, or when you demo a model, that you need to build up your resistance inside yourself to be able to deal, you know, with, hey Rob, how's it going? To be able to deal with all those different energies in the room. There's a makeup artist, there's a hairdresser, there's, you know, and you're looking at their modelling and think, oh, that model's beautiful, and she's beautiful, and my model's beautiful, and I'm beautiful, and it can all come in you. So there, you know, you need to have inside yourself, you need to set that intention, you know, that to be resilient and to be strong inside yourself. And then, because it was a great question Geraldine asked me today, and then you have to accept that there's a lot of practice involved. You know, there's just no escaping. There's no escaping practice. You know what I mean? There's no escaping working on your look, and because things will happen during the course of the trip. You might have to change a model, you might have to get a new model, you might have to drop a makeup artist, you might have to get new clothes, you might have to change your look. Could be 3 or 4 months down the road. And you know, you could just feel that the look you did in your heats wasn't the look you were going to do in your filing. And practice, you know, and by changing that, and by having practice and working on your gig all the time, that will really help you. And the problem a lot with practice, and this stands for me as well as for everybody else, is that we don't tend to practice things unless things are not going our way. You know, until we're forced into them. You know, when we're having a great day and we're having a good day and everything's going well, we have that full belief in what we're doing and in our confidence. We tend not to do the practice that we need to build that confidence for the next day. We do have a tendency, we all do, myself included, do have a tendency to you know, to put the car into neutral and just go, this is grand, everything's great, I'm going to feel. But you do need to put the practice in, because when it comes to that morning and you've got to turn it on and you've only got 3 hours, that's where you can see, especially when you're judging, the people who have practiced their look. Hiya, Alex, the people who have practiced their look and practiced what they're going to do and worked out how they're going to do it inside out, because you can tell by the way they're working around the head, you know, that they know what they're doing, that they're on their brief, that they've practiced it, you know, that they've practiced and 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 practiced. It's like, I mean, it's like going into a gym and it's like trying to run a 10K when you just go into a gym, and like after 2K you're out on your feet. Hi Rebecca. After 2K you're out on your feet. You know why? Because you haven't put the miles in. You haven't practiced. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? And you'll see somebody else chewing up the miles there, because you know why? They went out and trained while we were watching the telly having crisps, and I'm putting my hand up and saying I'm one of those people. You know, I do it all the time. That's okay. So, you know, it's the same as lifting weights. You see somebody lifting a very big weight. It could be a really small guy, a really thin, fit guy, and he's lifting like a weight, double the weight I could lift. And you're going to yourself, how is he able to lift that weight? He's just a small guy. How's he able to lift that? I can't lift that weight. And the reason I can't lift that weight is because I'm weak. And you know why I'm weak? Because I didn't practice. And he did practice. And he's here more than me. And that's why he's winning, and that's why I won't. You know, or some of us others won't. So it's good to be aware and to understand that practice turns, you know, wanters into winners. Everybody wants to win the Trend Vision. Everybody wants to compete. Everybody wants to be in the top 3. But practice, resilience, and embracing the challenge is what makes you a winner. It's what makes you a winner on that morning, because you don't have anywhere to go. You know, it's just you and them, and it turns that I want to win into I'm going to win. It's practice, resilience, and embracing and understanding the challenge that's ahead. You know, so that was a brilliant question from Geraldine. Also, she wants to know how much would it cost to enter the Trend Vision, and this is a very good question, and it goes back to what we were talking about there 2 weeks ago, where I was saying fame can be successful, and success isn't. Success isn't expensive, but fame is. And something like Trend Vision is a great win, and it'll, you know, there's a fantastic photo shoot part of the competition this year, and they're doing a creative retreat, which is nice as well, a nice weekend. But there is days out of the salon. There is a lot involved, and it does cost quite a lot of money. But in saying that, I saw a good few people there this year who were coming from a semi-independent background, who just worked part-time in the salon, who were able to make it work. Now, the thing for them is they didn't have as much sensitivity on time as somebody who works in a salon. Because if you're working 5 days a week, then you have to put your Trend Vision in on your Mondays and your Tuesdays, and it turns you into 6 and 7 days weeks, and you can burn out, and that time becomes a problem. But it can be expensive. Yeah, it can be expensive. And it can be expensive for the salon owner to give them the time to do it, and can be expensive for the staff member, because they're using up their free time. But in saying that, what you get back from it, through practice, through resilience, it can change your life. You know what I mean? It can really change your life, and to build up all those things are really, really important. You know, they're really, really, really good. How is everybody today? I didn't get a chance to say hello to how are we all doing? How's everybody getting on? Everybody cool? Everybody good in the hood? Yeah, okay. Give me the likes and the loves there if you can still hear me. We're still on board. We're still alive. Yeah, good stuff. Hiya, Paul. How's it going? I hope you're keeping well. There's Paul's a pure example of somebody who puts the work in, and he's running marathons now, and he's shaving. Thanks guys. Thanks very much. I need them. Keeps me going. Fantastic. Everybody's good. Great. I am. he's a pure example of somebody who's put the work in and is running really fast times in marathons and stuff. And I'm sure he went through difficult times and didn't want to go out and train, but he did. Winning Tram Vision is kind of the same. You've got to put the work in. You've got to embrace it, not endure it, and you've got to put the practice in. Hi, Salas, how's it going? I did your that wonderful Cyprus ambassador. I did her again yesterday. I fitted her in at the end of the day, and she's going home to Cyprus for a holiday. Hi, Anne, in 2 weeks, and yeah, her colour's lovely. So I must update the card for you, but I don't think she'll need it done while she's over there. But if she does, that's great. You're demented, Karen, but still standing. Yeah, I'm not 100% myself, but I'm getting there. My battery's going up slowly, and it's always good to spend time with you guys here, because it actually is good for my head to spend time with hairdressers, and the feedback and watching his comment and stuff helps an awful lot. So it was great as well for Tram Vision. I think what was great was Tram Vision, Jerome and the UK team really, really embraced the online experience this year. They couldn't have done any more for me than they did. Jenny Lovegrove, Jerome, all the team, all the backstage team, they were just like, whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it, go live, don't worry about Anton, just make sure you involve everybody. Hi Maria, how's it going? They were amazing. And then when I came to doing the evening shows, which is always great, and it's always tough because so many people in the audience are part of the community here, and they want to come up and talk to you, and you're trying to film the shows for you guys, so you're always working, and I want you to have the shows, because I remember as a junior not being able to see anything like this, and if somebody had filmed something like that, it would have inspired me to go on and do the work that I wanted to do. It would have just changed my life, and to be able to if you're a young kid, to sit at home and to be able to watch Rob Eaton's show and his take on the universe, and you've never seen something like that, and you've never been to the Roundhouse, and especially if you're watching it from somebody who you follow every day in a community like they do with me or with you guys, it makes it so touchable, it makes it so reachable, it makes them believe they can do it, and you know what, they can. That's the great thing. Before, you had to go and work in a big salon, and you had to sell your soul to try and get a break. Now you can be in a small salon, you can post your pictures on our community page, you can get better at what you do, we can all help you, and you can become a superstar and still work in your local salon. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do anything now. She will come for coffee. Salah, she said if I didn't do her, she was going to ask you to work on the Sunday. And I said that wouldn't be fair, because on a Sunday you like to do your nature walks and all that. But she said he would have come in for me. And I said, I know he would. Salas is a true professional. So it's a wonderful thing, You sent her to the master. I don't know. I just kept an eye on what you were doing. So it's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful thing to be able to connect and communicate, and for people to be to be independent, or to be what they want to be, and to still be successful, and then to go on. I've seen Jonathan doing his master's degree in Dublin, and it was brilliant. And Rob's show was brilliant. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the evening shows now. So again, the evening shows were amazing. They set up the Roundhouse in a round, which was a brave move, because you have with the stage, you have all those screens right there in front of you, so you have a captive audience. But it made the Roundhouse much more easier to get around, so you could go up to the bar and you could come back and you could find people much easier, which was really good for me, actually, because when I wasn't filming the show, I was able to take a bootsy over and say hello to people I wanted to see, like Emma and Leslie Hunter, and I was able to pop upstairs and see Rob, and I was able to show you guys around. So I think it was brilliant. I mean, the Roundhouse is a great show, and there really isn't. So there was 3 shows that evening, which I don't know if you've watched them. They're on the page, so you can watch them. There was Sassoon's show, there was Rob Eaton's show, and there was Collaborate, which had many different Wella artists doing 2 models with their interpretation of what was going on right now for them, using the Wella portfolio of colours and products, which was brilliant. So the 3 shows were brilliant. I mean, Sassoon are, they're consummate professionals at what they do, And I really liked the way they had a little take and the way they were showing like just their little diagrams of how they like to work, because they work with triangles or pyramids or rectangles, and they always work off center. And they were showing that up on the screen, and that was pretty brilliant to see, because you know what you're going to get from Sassoons, because like I mean they created the game. The core haircuts that everybody does come from Sassoons. There's no doubt about that, and they're just and they've been such a part of the Wella family since day one, and we're so lucky to have them. And that was a beautiful show, and the models were amazing. The models were amazing, and the Collaborate show was very special in many ways, because you had so much different energies on the stage. It's so many different approaches and different music and different things that they wanted to portray and different things that they wanted to show. I mean, Hobb started off with Atkin coming out with those red box bobs of obviously just right where he feels things are at the moment, and that was I'm looking down to next year, which you're looking for an actual model to use. I can't see the bit, and I'm scared to touch my phone, but I always think it's better to find a model first, David. Find a model first and then create your look around the model, instead of having a look in your head and then trying to find a model for the look in your head. It's better if you find a model and then work around her bone structure, her skin tone, her face shape, and embrace the challenge of it all. Get ready for the practice and be all that type of stuff. But yeah, particularly now this year there is a move towards models not having to be professional and not having to be 6 foot tall. I mean, it just feels like that's not important anymore, which is great, and it shouldn't ever be. But there was always other finals and global finals, and you were always going on. There was always another award, where now it's more like a communal award and a group award and stuff. So there was a feeling this year that it wasn't as important. I tell you what was important. It was the hair that was in good condition, because if the hair wasn't in good nick, it wasn't going to win. That certainly that has turned a corner now, where for judging and for everybody, if the hair's not in great nick, people are just like and you have to put the work in. I mean, I am not joking you. They had 3 hours. There was people taking on bleach ups with 2-inch regrowths. That one's way past the month mark. Where they were basically doing like 2 bleach ups in the middle and coming back out. I mean, incredible. Joanne, I mean, all of them, they took on looks, and I mean, I was scared for them. I interviewed Errol Douglas halfway through, and I was going, they'd be lucky to finish, because you don't know where you are. You're working in a completely different environment than your salon. You go looking for a tube of 1086 and you can't find it. Suddenly you can be 15 minutes looking for a tube of colour, and that 15 minutes is gone, and you're like, what am I going to do? There was, the young, I don't know, there's definitely a younger, it's a great question, Mattel, there's definitely a younger hairdresser coming through. I saw quite a few of them that didn't win, but will win in the future, and I would have loved to have a word with them at the end of it, to sort of say, you're going to come again, you're going to be really strong, because they showed a lot of resilience. And a lot of people talk about millenniums having no resilience, or not being able to work, or not being able to I don't believe that anyway. I just don't believe that. But I definitely saw huge resilience among a lot of very young millenniums, and the need to compete, and they were very cool as well, and some really cool trainers. I love trainers. I mean, I saw some banging trainers, I have to say. I know it's completely off sketch here. Hiya, Jenny. Thanks for everything again. It was just amazing. And as I said, Jenny, there's one post going up there, and it's hitting 9,000 at this stage. From last week, which is just incredible, and people loved just seeing the Sebastian upstairs, and they loved, it's amazing what people like, it's amazing what a few people contacted me about the dark oil, but yeah, trainers, there was some really, there was young kids with the best of trainers on, they might have been in ASOS clothes, or they might have been in Topshop clothes, but they had the best of trainers on. So it's a trainers nation. Hey Jenny, great to see you on. It's a trainers nation right now. But back to the shows in the evening. So after the Sassoon show, you then had Collaborate, which again, the music was really well picked for the shows, you know, so that each artist that came out, and make sure to go back and to watch the shows if you haven't watched them, because you can learn so much just from the different models and from the different, you know, the different approach. And boom, there was those Red Box Bobs that came out from Hob, and then Darren and Crow Street Collective, you know, our representative from our Dublin, from our guys. They were brilliant. And there was some really emotional moments in the show. I mean, they played Heroes. They brought out a girl who was on crutches, and they were trying to say, you know, that it doesn't matter where you are in your life, or it doesn't matter who you are, that we must have exclusivity in life. There was a real message during them. There was quite a lot of models that were done up, that were male, that were done up like female, that were female, were done up like male. A lot of there was a lot of people who were just trying to make statements to not judge people and to just let people be themselves, and you know, how you look. And I think that message was wonderful. And I when they played Heroes from Bowie, but it wasn't Bowie singing it, it was very emotional. It was a very emotional moment. And I had a guy as a girl, and a girl on crutches trying to be the best she could be. And I really got their message. It was a difficult message to portray, particularly on a round stage, because they kind of have to work their way around the stage where they should just be able to walk. But they did it. They did it really well, and the music was incredible. And I was holding the camera for you guys, but I got very emotional. I think it's because of Bowie as well, you know, being gone, and he means so much to so many people. And hearing that version of Heroes and never hearing it before, was very, very moving. And I'm gonna download it and listen to it this week. I think it was Peter Gabriel who did the version of Heroes, but it was very heartfelt, and it was a very vulnerable version of Heroes. It wasn't really the we can be heroes for one day. It was just like we are all heroes, and it was a lovely message, and it wasn't lost on me, and it could be lost through the camera. So if you see it, you'll understand what they were trying to do. And it was about, you know, less judgments, more exclusivity, and to just try and let people be themselves. And isn't that a good message? You know, always. And then we had Rob's show. Rob Eaton show was epic. Now, I'm a universe person anyway, so you know, I'm a universe person. I have I don't know. I've always looked at the sky, you know, when I was a kid, of the vastness of it. And I don't want to be up there, you know. I'd find space very claustrophobic. I don't think I'd be able to handle it. Do you know what I mean? But I am a universe person. I do tend to look at the sky. Even now, I'm looking out here because my window's just open there. And the vastness of the universe and all that type of stuff really sort of I don't know. I definitely connect to it. And so Rob was created all these universal images of the universe, with his hair in between, you know. And the music was very epic. It felt like Interstellar, you know. I don't know if any of you saw the film Interstellar. I had that feeling of Interstellar, and I had that feeling of just otherworldly. And it was wonderfully done. It was wonderfully executed. I was upstairs with the Eaton family, who I'm a great fan of. Hi Rach, how's it going? You're welcome. You can watch it back, babes. I'm a great fan of the Eaton family, of the Godfather, and of Isabel, and of all of Rob and Daniel and the whole team. And I was gonna go. I actually should have. When I look back, I didn't want to go live when I was up there because I thought you might see the looks and it might ruin the show. But what I should have done was I just should have went into the corner and just got the Godfather on. You know, but you know, looking back, that's what I should have done. You know, when moments like that come, you must press live. I've learned that now the hard way, but I'm getting better at it. I don't worry about where I am and what I'm doing. I worry about the moment, you know, and I know looking back, what I should have done was just moved in. But they were busy and they were preparing for a show, and I was stepping in and maybe affecting, you know, their energy going in, you know. Yeah, there was so many people that they're working backstage, and it was an incredible show, and it really brought the sort of the universe vibe, you know, if you're a universal person like I am, it really resonated for me, and I found it really emotional. You know, I found it really emotional. I loved the team. I loved the hair. I loved the box bobs. I like what Rob does anyway, and I like where he's coming from. And but I really, it resonated with me, and I thought it was loyal. Celeste, he called it, but it was just had that whole universal feel for me. So if you get a chance, it's on the page. You can look back and watch it, and I think the music this year was really well picked and really well, and it was great that the same amount of people were on live. There was 665 people on live on Monday night, at different times, and I think there was 800 in the Roundhouse. So there was nearly the same amount of people watching it live as there was outside, and that's a brilliant thing. And 3,000-4,000 have watched since. So that's an absolutely brilliant thing that people get a chance to. Well done, Neve. Well done this week. You were a ledge, babes. You were a ledge. You know what I mean? And we watch it back, you'll know what I'm talking about embracing the challenge and perseverance and practice and how important it is, you know, with all that type of stuff. I do have to give a little shout out, and it's not because this guy's from my country. It's just because of the achievements that's involved. But Leandro, who won Creative Artist. Now, I didn't get to see Creative Artist because they were all in a different part of London, because you couldn't have it all in the London studio. So I didn't get to see the judging of it. But Leandro is a stylist who works in Dublin, and has get your head around this now. I must get him on and we'll have a chat with him one day. But he has won, okay, are you ready for this? Like, he's up here now with Lucian. He has won 7 golds in Trend Vision. Okay? Like, I'll say it again. 7 golds. He's won for Brazil. He's won for Ireland. He's represented his country at the international tournament. 7. I mean, if anybody needs to be given a workshop on what it takes to win Trend Vision, I mean, Leandro is your man. I mean, we'll have to get it. We'll have to get him involved, guys. You know, because 7 golds he has won. 7 golds, either in creative or in colour. You know, and his model this year was just perfection. You know what I mean? So there's no fluke there. You know, let me tell you, to win it is really difficult. You know, to come in the top 3 is really difficult. I mean, there's people there in the top 3 like Joanne in the top 3 who I look up to. I love Joanne. I mean, she's one of the best in the business. You know what I mean? To be around people like this, you know, to come in the top 3 is difficult, but to win it 7 times, to win your in your country 7 times, and particularly Ireland, where a lot of have gone on to do really well internationally, is an incredible achievement. And he was talking to me about retiring this year, but I don't think retiring is the right word. I think we'll find something for him to be a part of with Trend Vision for Wella, because I mean 7 I've been thinking about it ever since. Like, I actually texted him the next morning and went, "Well done, Leandro. How'd you?" And you have to alternative hair. Enjoy, man. I'll watch you later. Thanks. See you later, Rob. Have a great one. I'd say you're knackered. Have a great one. But I texted him the next day to congratulate him, and I said, "Do you know, me asking Leandro, how many times have you won this now? It feels like you've won it 2 or 3 times." And he said, 7, Andrew. And I said, What? 7? Like 7. So I'm telling you what, we have hats off to him. Hats off to him, you know. See you later, Roberto. See you later, Rob. And have a great time. Oh, incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. So watch the shows back and try. You know, the difficulty is with Facebook is that they always dull the music down of Anthony's show that goes up on the page unless you have rights to show it. They always they send you this text message to say the music will be muted. So I don't know how loud the music is on the lives. That's why I go out live, because there's a better chance of the music going out. If you put it out as a video, there's no chance. They'll just take it off. But if it goes out live, boom, the music's there. So they tend just to mute it down. So you should still hear the music, and watch out for that Peter Gabriel Heroes. It's very emotional. Okay. Now we're flying through it tonight. This came up in work, just from talking to different different staff, and it came up in Trend Vision, talking to people there who are very wise and who have a lot of wisdom, and it was about, you know, trying to be authentic and trying to be yourself, and how difficult that actually is, and how hard it is to try to hold on to that part of yourself, or to even know what is, you know, your true self. And I was talking to a few people actually that I was staying. I love going to shows in the sense that you get to spend an hour or two with people who have such wise insights, and they're able to give you their insights on life. And we were talking about different, you know, different things and different people, and it came up that, you know, that we were talking about how, you know, if you lose a show or if you come second, it sort of helps you build your armor, because in life, you know, we all build these armors around ourselves. We all have this armor. We kind of have to. It's just part of life, really. That, you know, as we get old and as we get older, through our teenage years and things that happen, we build these armors to protect ourselves. But the problem was, and this was said to me as I was walking into the roundhouse, you know, we were chatting about this type of stuff, and we were getting a bit deep, and he said to me, he said, you know what it is though, Andrew? And I said, what? He said, most armors are built from painful experiences. And I you know, I sat and I thought it. I said, yeah, that's true, really. I sat and I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, for most of us in life, our armors are built through, you know, rejection by someone we loved, or bad experiences, or being bullied, or feeling we're too fat, or feeling we're too thin, or feeling we're too small, or feeling we're too tall, or just feeling that we don't fit in. You know, so most armors that we create are from quite a dark most armors are from quite a dark place. You know what I mean? That we need them, they're a necessity, but that they do tend to come from very painful experiences and from not fitting in. And so the armor isn't really something that is from ourselves, it's something we use to create, which then kind of, all right, Kelly, no problem at all. That it's kind of it's a difficult one. That armor sort of grows from those painful experiences, and then we sort of lose touch with the core of who we are. And you can see a lot of that in competitions, where people don't necessarily win and they crumble a little bit, and then they get stronger the next day, and they build the resilience. But the armors tend to be built way earlier than that, and they're usually from experiences of not fitting in, or being rejected by somebody you loved, or not being good enough at school, or not being good enough in a football match, or not being just being too small, too tall, too fat, too thin. And then as people get older and they go to try and fix themselves, and they go to try and, you know, find themselves again, they tend to think that the armor is them, and it's most definitely not. You know, so you hear a lot of people talking, saying, oh, this happened to me when I was 16, and this is the reason why I am the way I am. But it isn't. That's just the armor that you've built, which has made you the way you are. Who you are inside is still exactly the same. Your core is unbreakable. It's unstoppable. It's who you are. The human spirit has survived through so many things throughout history, has survived through so many wars and through so much horror, and the human spirit has always survived, has always got strong. So this came up a lot. I don't know why it came up this weekend, but it came up a lot, that people do tend to try to they tend to try and find the answers for their problems through the armor they created, where actually behind the armor is who you really were, and that person who you really were, who didn't fit in and who did feel they were too small or they were too tall or they were too fat, or just, that those people are perfect. That inside yourself, that person is unbreakable and cannot be damaged. You know what I mean? And I know this for a fact, because I spent a lot of time trying to analyze my armor of why I was a certain way and why I wanted love and approval for certain people, because I was rejected by somebody I loved at a certain age, or I got my heart broke by somebody, or I was too fat to make the team. And all these things were just where they were armors I created from the experience that happened, but they weren't me. Do you know what I mean? They weren't me. That I know for a fact now, that I'm older and I'm a little bit wiser, and that now I can be, when I'm on the page with you guys, I can be my uniquely stupid self. I can fall over, I can clean the phone in between, I can be authentically myself. And I know, because I'm more in touch with myself now than I was at those ages where I thought the armour was me. I know that part of me is unbreakable. Do you know what I mean? I know why the human spirit has survived, and why. And I think it does a lot to do with the universe and the shows, and I think it probably as well, the exclusivity in the show for Collaborate definitely brought up a lot of this in me, because the heroes with Peter Gabriel. I think that's where this all came from. You know what I mean? I think that's where this all came from. Was that kind of, it's just that definitely those mixtures of the universe and how we're bigger than we actually think we are, and technology and all the stuff we're creating and how amazing we are. And then the shows and Collaborate, where people were showing different levels, and people were showing their core selves and how unbreakable they can be even if their bodies are not strong. That I think it came from all that, and from travelling. I mean, I was 7 hours delayed in the airport the other day, so you do tend to analyse a lot when you're sitting in the airport in Heathrow on your own for 7 hours. That as well. I mean, that was those Heathrow, those delays will break your heart. But I do know. Yeah, your armour is solid, I'd say, David, but I do know that what's inside under, if your armour is built from bad experiences, that isn't who you are. Who you are inside. You're unique, and you're authentic. Every human being is a very special person and has their own unique gift to bring to this world, and you're not your armour, and that if you want to go and try and find yourself, you'll probably find that you're exactly the same as you were when you were 7 years of age. If you take a look at a picture of yourself, myself and Karen have talked about this, who you were then and who you are now, you'll probably find that you're a lot more connected than you actually were, and that the dreams you had when you were 7 or 8 or 9 were to meet somebody, fall in love, get a good job and have a house, and you've probably fulfilled a lot of those dreams as well. So you'll find that you're a lot more connected than you think you are, and that the very bad experiences and the rejections that we've gone through are not who you are. They're bad experiences that you've gone through, and they made you create armour to get over them. But that doesn't mean that the armour is you, because it isn't you. That I know for a fact. Okay, go out and test it for yourself. But a couple of hair shows and too much coffee and sitting in Heathrow in 7 hours, I came up with this one. So I hope you like that one, because I like to bring a little bit of difference, something a bit different every Sunday. But that I think it's important to be aware. I think it's important to be aware, that you're not your armour. That your core self, who you were when you were a kid, is who you are now. And if you can stay in touch with them and bring them together, that you can create lots of new dreams together. And don't be trying to fix the armour, because all it is armour. That's all it is armour. And you can't fix something that isn't real. It's just based on a bad experience. So you'll be analysing that stuff till the day you die, and you won't ever fix it, because the core who's inside, there's nothing wrong with him or there's nothing wrong with her. They just were a little bit different, and they had to build that armour to try and protect themselves from it. But that doesn't make it wrong. We're all a little bit different. That's all we are. We're all just a little bit different. So it was a big week. Salon International is still going on. I was supposed to go over, but thank God I didn't, really, because I was so tired this week. I probably wouldn't have been able to pack a bag and get on a flight. As mine would have been a step too far. But there's a good few things coming up. There's a tribute show is on tonight. So if you lad, the tribute show, Tribute is an amazing magazine. But I don't know if any of you can get it. You can look it up. It's an amazing hair magazine, and they have a brilliant show every year on a Sunday after Salon International, and it'll have the best amazing artists. The core of ourselves is completely unique, Salas, and I totally agree with you. And we do spend a lot of the times trying to fix the story, trying to fix the armour, you know, oh, this happened to me and that makes me the way I am today. And it's not true. It's just not true. Who you are, you're still that person. Yes, that happened to you. Yes, you created the armour to protect yourself from it, but you're not the armour. You're still the person inside, and they're unbreakable. You know, so many people are trying to fix themselves. Nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. They're perfect. It's just the armour. And if you can see past that and connect with your core, you'll be in a good place. And you can be that uniquely self-radically stupid like I am. You can be you can just be yourself, you know, radical self-acceptance, and you can just be yourself and be that kid that you were when those things weren't a problem, until everybody told you they were a problem and you built the armour around them, and you'll probably find you'll be a good bit happier about it then as well. So I hope everybody who's in Salon International either today or tomorrow's a great day, tomorrow's the student day, enjoys the day. I believe the Wella stand was only amazing this year. I'm delighted for Susan and Pauline. I believe it was rammed, and I'm delighted for Sue and Pauline. They are two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And no superpowers. You kind of have superpowers though, Karen, because if you can connect with that, if you connect with your little fella inside or your little girl inside, and you can have a chat with them, and then you can make her happy, and she's okay and she's inside you, you can create lots of new dreams. You understand what I'm saying, Karen? Lots of new dreams, and the only dreams worth dreaming are the unsustainable ones. Make sure your dreams are huge. Make sure your dreams are the biggest they can be. Because they say that's why what happens when people win lottos, and that's why they go doolally, is because they win the lotto when they stop dreaming, and once they stop dreaming, then they fall apart. You know, so make sure to keep your dreams big, keep your dreams huge, keep your dreams unsustainable, because it's the most exciting part of your life is your imagination. The superpower is you, Karen. Exactly. Now that's nearly time for me to break into a song. You know, that's nearly time of breaking into an R&B artist who's up for a few crimes. So I won't break into his song because that's the one in my head, and you know who I'm talking about. So I won't break into that because I'll get into trouble. Greg Clark is on, the saxophone man. Thanks, Greg, for that the other week. That was fantastic. Hope you're keeping well. You know, we got lucky there yesterday. So, guys, about time. So dream big, keep your dreams big, because that's what they say. That's why people go mad, is because they don't use their imagination. They don't dream enough, you know. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. Unless there's any questions, anybody got anything that they want to? Oh, David, you asked. You've got to go. I've got to go and feed my little one, Caitlin. She's downstairs. I wasn't great today, and all my family went out, and tonight a double on me. I might have a drink again tonight, Salah. So you know what? I just might have a drink, but I wasn't great this morning. I had a tough day yesterday, and I had a tough evening, and I woke up. I wasn't in a great place, and my little one, who's 8 years of age, is very, very close, very funny, and very close to her dad. So all the others have gone out to do a bit of shopping and buy some winter clothes, and they've gone for dinner and whatever. But Caitlin stayed in to keep an eye on her dad and to do a few magic tricks, and she's very close to me, and I'm very lucky to have somebody. And when I look at her, I see who I was when I was a little fella. You know what I mean? And how close I was to my dad. And I'm aware of how she'll grow up, and how someone will break her heart and she'll build an armour, and how someone will do this and she'll build something else. And hopefully I'll be around long enough to tell her, but that's not who you are, babes. That's not who you are. This is who you are. You're the little girl who loved doing magic tricks and falling over. So you know that if she can keep it, if she can't help but build the armour, but if she can just You know, keep that unconditional love that she obviously has for her family and for me, and how lucky I am to have it. So I'm going to go down with her now, and if you're lucky, I might put up one of the videos where she's explaining something about the Earth's core. She's a universe girl as well. She's a universe kid as well. Have a drink and a cry. Turn off your phone. I don't feel like crying now, Karen. I nearly cried there in Heathrow Airport at the 7-hour delay. Jesus, that was horrific. That was horrific. I tell you what, horrific. I don't know. I still don't know why. They said it because it was a storm, but there was no storm. I didn't see any storm. There's no storm. Thanks for the loves and the likes, babes. So I'm gonna go down and do what any dad does on a Sunday. When he says he's going to make his daughter dinner, he's going to go downstairs and he's going to ring Deliveroo. That's what he's going to do. And he's going to order a Nando's. He's going to order a Nando's, and then he's going to throw all the plates and all the paper out so that the evidence is not here. And nobody knows that we had a Nando's because it's so tasty. We'll clean the plate. I'm going to have a mango and lime chicken, and she's going to have whatever she wants. Okay, she's going to have whatever she wants. And if she does a magic trick, I might put it up on the page later, because you haven't lived till you've seen a trick from Caitlin. She's unique. Okay, guys. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for staying on. Thanks for everybody for being so for sending the love to me. I needed it a bit today. Skills. Yes, skills. Skills are everything. And you only get skills through practice, Elizabeth. Skills through practice. You know, it's like lifting weights. You can't lift heavy weights unless you practice. You can't run a 10k unless you practice. So you can only get skills through practice. Love you all. And isn't it amazing the technology we have that we're able to just... we're just able to... Angela, thanks for staying on. That we're just able to do this. It's amazing. And as I say, soon we'll have the goggles on and we'll be all like, hello, hello, hello. And we'll be all there. And remember, you're not your armour, so don't stop analysing yourself going, oh, this happened to me when I was 16 and that's why I smoke. It isn't. Something bad happened to you, yeah, you know, but who you were as a kid, you're still unbreakable, unstoppable. That's the way it is, okay? Father done, stepping off and stepping out for the evening. Enjoy yourselves. And Nick, thanks for staying on, guys. And I'll talk to you next Sunday. God, if I'm in an airport for another 7 hours, you might get another deep one. But let's see what happens. So have a lovely week, and I'll see you all on the page. Try to be nice to each other, and I'll try to be nice to everybody too. Okay, love you all. Me and Kate's now are gonna have some nice Nando's, mango and lime chicken, chips, and yeah, something for dessert too, I think. Okay. Thanks, Nico. Thanks, guys. Onwards and upwards. God bless. Thank you all. Thank you all. Later.